not have a home run this. Barrios ready to go. And underway with. And right back up the middle of base.
Behind Jose Barrios this afternoon. Gurriel Zimmer will get the start. He's played in 60 games this season now, 21 starts.
Two spot again for the Royals. The rookie is 5 for 12 with a home run in the series. Has 13. Bobby Witt Jr. hitting in the. And a breaking ball down and away as Barrios falls behind.
Was outstanding. It was running and sinking, and he was hitting it on the corners.
Popped him up. Espinal. Well, this is from his last start, and one good indication of how good a pitcher's sites all over the place. Analytics departments are looking at this. Just the quality of the stuff. They're either.
It's a beauty. He has the ability to a left-handed batter, drop it under the, fishing him off a lot of times with that breaking ball.
Like that one. And a throw to first to drive Lopez back to the bag. Not going. And it's hit off the end of the bat into shallow left center to third. He was kind of sizing it up, looking out at Zimmer.
Nice read by Lopez, because Zimmer gave up on that ball right away that he wasn't going to get it, but then you see him slowing up there. That's all Nicky Lopez said, okay, I'll pick this off the ground on one hop. That's all he needed to go.
And a foul ball, just foul down the third baseline on the shoot here this afternoon.
Olivares has been swinging a hot bat lately. They've dropped him down in some RBI spots the last two.
Barr is 5 for 11 in the series. And he gets jammed in. Boy, soft contact, back-to-back batters, but they both fall, and the Royals have a.
Yeah, if you're Jose Barrios, be encouraged that they're not. Ball bounces up high on the ground. Santiago was the one who had the chance.
Kind of against Barrios, and he has hit Barrios well in his career. Overall, though, just 184. So now Ryan O'Hearn, the right fielder, the guy we told you about when we showed you. And a curveball fouled off. One of
his career. He has had some pretty good games against them, and he's had some last season.
Fastball fouled off as Alek Manoah and Yusei Kikuchi are talking over the pitch grip. Looks like presumably after the game tonight for the All-Star break, the appeal, and yes.
Again, he has snapped off a couple of good ones so far here in the first inning. He gets a good. Use that breaking ball. His changeup was really good in his last start also.
The one was a home run back in his first game on Thursday night. Them had ever spent a day in the big leagues before this series. Eaton is 1 for 9 in the series.
Major League home run. Bobby hit that on May the 3rd versus St. Louis. The good young players. I know they have one in Bobby Witt.
Tried to put him away, tried to get him to chase, but he wouldn't do it. Chris Bubic on the mound, waiting his turn for the Royals. And he got him. Swing and a miss at the curve. So the Royal Blue Jays coming up in the bottom of the first here on this Sunday afternoon. And the bottom of the first here with the ballpark. A 1-0 lead for on the video scoreboard here with the ballpark for all of the Blue Jay All-Stars. There was an announced top 3 in the order. Espinal, Guerrero, and Curd. Espinal hitting .271
outing versus the Blue Jays. It's fastball changeup. Basically, start of the season, 15th appearance of the season, 44th start of the 6th inning.
Espinal lines it to left.
Defensively for the Royals, they come in with a .986 fielding percentage. That's 4th in the base. Nick Pronto played in AA and AAA last season. He won the Gold Glove at first base.
Who went 3 for 4 with a double last night. The double, of course, came in the 10th inning. Curveball to Guerrero, called and made it a 1-run game. Little dribbler back towards the mound.
Not like English on it. It was coming off the turf, bouncing. He just took his time. He's changeup. He'll throw it a lot, especially to the right-handed batter. So the Blue Jays can make the adjustment against Bubic. Here's his pitch arsenal. There's the four-seamer 50% of the time.
There's a curveball to start Alejandro Kirk with a strike.
Blue Jays, though, are going to have to make the adjustment because he doesn't blow it by.
Jansen behind the plate. There's the change. And it looks like it's only, this is game 5. Expect Jansen to catch more than Kirk, but they'll try to get Kirk's bat into the lineup all on the plate.
Yes, because he can hit. Look at those numbers over his last 20.
Behind the plate for the American League on Tuesday night. In there with a fastball, 3-2.
And faced him. There's only one player on the roster who has faced Bubic.
And a changeup grounded out to second from shallow right, Nicky Lopez at the end of an inning. Hit from Markham. His hat day yesterday, 15,000 people wearing a Jordan Romano. Which guy replaced which guy? I didn't see. I don't know if they differentiate between them. Prado just hit his first major league home run, and it is
a Futures game participant, hit 36 bombs and 100 tons off the bat of that kid. What a sweet swing. They tried to plane and stays high as he finishes his swing with that long.
Here's Michael Massey.
That was at second base.
Pulled foul. They've got more options at second. Sure, and the future might be arriving a little bit sooner for some of these guys as Barrios just gave up his.
It's carrying.
Fly ball to left. Rick's replacing Cole and Verlander. I don't know that we know which one was for which. It doesn't matter. Him. I didn't see anything on Verlander. I don't think he's pitching today.
He pitched yesterday.
He pitched 6 relievers on the American League staff. Hopefully he gets in there. No guarantee that he will, but hopefully.
Two from his sister.
Vermeen, the batter, making his second major league start. He is 0 for 5 in the big league. Down and away, a ball in. Springer, an all-star as well. Espinal, 5 going. I don't think George is going. He's not playing for sure. I don't think he's going. So the other 5.
Then I ran into Alejandro Kirk today in the hallway down in the clubhouse, and he was really looking forward to spending a couple days in Los Angeles around the right there, but it's elevated with a little bit of movement.
So 2-0 Kansas City, 2 down in the second. Top. And a backdoor curveball, 0-1. It's great too today and for Romano today and telling them that they
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
If you missed Romano today, Tim Mesa did the honors.
Swing and a miss. Barrios with 4. Chris Bubic swings through a fastball. 0-1. Going to the All-Star game, of course. Kind of scattering, going back to their homes first day to begin a series Friday against the Red Sox.
We saw him in June. He was 5 for 11, a home run, 3 RBI so far in day to keep that inning alive.
And Bubic freezes him on a
breaking ball, and they cross him up, throw the fastball. Again, Bubic is one of those lefties. He's going to move. He only throws the fastball, the curveball, and the changeup. Picks up his first.
Is fairly often against left-handed pitchers this year, especially guys the Blue Jays may not be all that familiar. Springer back in the dugout as now Teoscar Hernandez steps in. Familiar with where they can struggle against him, and sometimes it just takes them once through here today.
That's what I mean about learning while they're hitting. Pay attention as the day goes along and as your at-bats become more frequent. Yeah.
There's the changeup, and it's fouled off down the right field line and away from the Blue Jays right-handed hitters. If you look at his heat map where he trying to throw the fastball in, missed up. Ball.
City Royals, 40th overall, so he was a comp pick 2018 from Stanford.
He got in on the hands of Teoscar, which will bring up Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who's hitting .391 over his.
He's going to bang it the other way, and he's getting a share of bloopers too. He had a couple of balls off the end of the bat.
He said away from them. He gets him in bunches as he lines one into center. A base hit.
Almost effortless on that pitch. Ball. It's a short, compact swing, weight back.
So a base runner for the Blue Jays with 2 down. Here's Matt Chapman. Blue Jay to see Bubic before today, went 1 for 3 against him in a game while with the A's last year in the one. A little bit in, 2-0.
Because his takes are better. He's trying to.
The right center, and that'll get down. And the Blue Jays trying to put something together here with 2 outs in the second.
Hitting, and he was talking about trying to zero in on that right center field spot. That the outfielders have a long way to go to get that one. He can jog into third base. Now it's going to take
center field, and pretty well hit against the wall. Jansen gives it a ride, but
he doesn't miss a thing.
Wow.
I mean, it was a legitimate airmailed to throw the second base, and I looked at Larry Haney, our bullpen coach, and
he was on it. Yeah. Wow.
You know, little things in baseball,
where to play, what the count is, and I just hope that we're not losing the fact.
I missed that too. Pasquantino got to hook that foul, but you know, I talked to Bob and I said, hey, how would you feel if I gave you a card and you walked off on the back of the work for me here?
1-2, and he swings through strike 3. Pasquantino
with that sinker that's moving away. There's the breaking ball right there. It looks he has 2 different curveballs.
Yeah.
He has that one, and he has that big sweeper that he'll throw to the right.
A fielder. 2-0 Kansas City with a run in each of the first 2 in the 4 games here in Toronto.
I'm the 24th, 25th guy on this team. I got to do something. He trained, he put some weight on, shading the sun with his glove. Good technique right there on the catch.
In a ballpark that's caught up with Royals manager Mike Matheny.
All right, Mike. You know, he's just missed a couple. He's already put together some good at-bats, taking his walks, but he's having a lot of fun, and they're taking advantage of making the most of the opportunity.
You told us before the game
to come in and just bend themselves with their personalities, but also in their style of play.
Thanks, Mike.
1 down. We were talking to Mike Matheny about that before the game, about how these setters, and they've sort of helped each other through it because there's a familiarity there.
You know what? When you initially get called up to the big leagues, I think the biggest shock is you're not familiar very much with your teammates, and there's something about when you go to spur going on. But I get where Mike Matheny's coming. Guys all coming together. They can kind of feed off of each other, talk to each other, ask from though. Rex, that's a lot when you have 10 guys at one time.
It is, but it's Norman. He came up. He lives real close. Watch this play here.
Over at third for Espinal here in the 3rd.
Boy, you know, these right here, little change up, little toppers. You know, the hitter sees tremendous flexibility, but he couldn't get this baby.
That's from a guy who is typically a middle to make the effort on Espinal.
He's got some skills, no question. Number 99 for the great Gretzky. That's a great treat. The equipment. 15 minutes from here, and so for him to come to the big leagues with all those men did for him. How about that?
That's a nice touch.
It is, but never does a manager come with him.
And we'll see how Bubic reacts to an infield.
Royals, they're not giving up on this young left-hander. It's good velocity on his fastball. His change on a season that's kind of gone awry like this one has had, where it seems like you try a little bit too hard to impress to make this team feel like.
Then, you know, when people are impatient, they want to see it now, because we live in the now generation. It will determine how long they'll stay.
And I think it becomes frustrating for fans, because you take an organization like there isn't anybody in baseball, and they're good enough that they're not picking near the Cal Quantrill in a trade, but the Indians seem to whatever they're doing, they're doing.
Slowly hit again on the ground toward third, and that is over the bag. It's a fair ball. 2 on, 1 out for the Blue Jays in the 3rd.
Power like Vlad does. Hits this one off the end of the bat. It's right over the bag at third base.
They had no chance, but you know what? Don't cause any more damage there by stretching and missing.
Another good effort from Massey, and you're right, Hud. Here's another guy in the history of baseball, Kirk, as he goes to look at somebody else, and then they see this dude, and they're like, all he now just 23 years old and a star of the game.
Amazing. So ball.
Does it put him in the lane?
Put him in the lane. That's right. Now Bubic Hinder's pulling the ball, and for Kirk, he's grounded into 7, so he's a perfect lane.
1-1. After a long hold, he just missed outside with that change.
Look at him. He's not a very big guy. And his strike zone is small. If you look at that bottom of your eye to him. So the ball that's down is really like middle for him. And he's a very good.
On the ground to shortstop and past Bobby Witt Jr. A run for the Blue Jays.
For Bubic, because that would have been an ending double play for sure. We talked about.
Arrow hits a little grounder over the bag, and this was a routine 6-4-3 double play.
No, he was a little too aggressive there. He comes and gets the ball as well as anybody, but
one in, still one out. And Bo Bichette, who loves swinging at tags and scores. And just like that, the Blue Jays have tied the game in the 3rd. It's sort of clapping to get his mindset right.
You know, I think of that at bat. First, I think he went up there with the mindset that he was not going to get beat on a fastball.
How do you handle it when a defensive player made a miscue and a big opportunity in the game? As a pitcher,
if they present, be in the moment, the next pitch is the most important pitch you're going to make. When you've gone through those ups and downs where your heartbreak, you get a ground ball, it looks like that cocoon, and just continue to make good pitches. Shut the noise out.
Big wingspan. You were part of the grounds crew here when you were a player
here in Toronto.
You are a beautiful butterfly,
yeah.
I would say.
Anonymously, I'll get a great story we'll get into a little bit later.
Yeah, we got 2 out.
Yeah, you were right.
On cue.
Ground ball to 3rd. Always listen to HUD. Defense from the Royals, 2-2 after 3.